Hello everybody, this is episode 2 of my minifigure showcase series. This, unlike my Falcon figure, is a 100% custom minifigure. It took about a week and a half to finish this one, with all the very detailed sculpting, all of the stitching and line work, and a lot of stuff actually contributed to it. This is probably one of my best figures that I've ever made. It's really, really detailed. There's a lot of fine little things that I had to get on there, a lot of 3D parts, a lot of ingenuity and inventing new methods too. So let's get on with it. To start out, we should probably address the elephant in the room, the most iconic part of the Mandalorian armor, the helmet. This is a custom part by myself that I actually made from a 501st Clone Trooper helmet. I basically shaved it down to its base and then sculpted the heck out of it. It was a lot of time, a lot of hours spent waiting for it to dry, sculpting a new sculpt, getting all the angles right. And as you can see, it is very, very detailed. Even got the back grill there, really nice. All the earpieces are on there, and the visor is completely 3D. Got all the lines in on there, and it's very, very nice. Yeah, this was a lot. Also, all the armor was custom sculpted by myself. And is intense, especially on the gauntlets. There's a lot of different layered sculpting, a lot of really tiny sculpts, actually. Probably some of the smallest little sculpts that I put onto something. And also the chest piece was pretty hard to get, especially the diamond in the center. And then it was also a problem with making it look right. And then there was also the jetpack, which is Lego's jetpack that I modified and painted up. And actually, let me give you a better perspective of this. This gauntlet, there's a little bit of blue, there's some blue dots on the whistling birds to, of course, represent the whistling birds. And there is a lot of small little sculpting and ridges on it, and there's also stitching going around the arms and then going up. And yeah, this shoulder gauntlet is just plain with nothing on it. It was very hard to get the shaping of this right, and then the right shoulder was even more difficult to get because there was a way more detail on the gauntlet. And as you can see, the stitching also continues up the arm and around it on this one, and the gauntlet continues all the way around. But the most difficult part about this one, and what sets it mainly part of it, is the Mudhorn signet. It's probably the smallest bit of sculpt that I've ever put onto a figure before. It was very difficult to get all that sculpting right, and I very nicely painted up, I think, and all the lines are right. I'm very proud of it. And as you can see, the rest of the shoulder pad is the exact same as the one on the left arm, which I'm also really proud of that I got that right. There's a lot of little details on the gauntlet. And there's even a black dot right there for the grappling hook. As you can see, the legs are very detailed. They were actually some of the very first things that I finished painting and sculpting on. As you can see, the belt goes all the way around the waist piece. It's got all the stitching on it too. And in front of the belt, you can see the little details of the pouch, which I sculpted. I sculpted everything you can see here. Either I sculpted it, used electrical tape, or I just painted it. The pouch is sculpted and painted. The belt buckle was actually a little bit of electrical tape with paper on it. Actually, so are the leather pieces and some of the shin armor that sticks out a little bit there. The pouch on the left side is also a little bit of sculpt, a little bit of dried sculpt that I was going to throw away, but then I noticed, oh, that's perfect. And so I kept that part and glued it on there. Then those bullet cartridges are actually some string that I smoothed out, super glued, and then painted, and then I cut them to the right length. You can see that all the cartridges on here are the same way. And then the shin armor pieces were very difficult. They look very nice, actually, because there's a lot of different browns on there. The boots look nice. You can see that the stitching goes on those too. They're a bit different shade of brown than the rest of the suit too. And the gun holster was also really awesome. And also got in metallic blue the other knee pad there with the little I don't really know what those are actually on the suit. They might be cartridges, they might be little guns, I don't know. And then as you can see on the inside of the shoes, they have the little gray leather on the boots there. And then if I can get this to fold down all the way, you can see that the I did a very nice job on the thigh armor there. That was fully painted up and then sealed with some super glue, so there's no risk of it scraping off. Then the metallic blue, I got the side of the thigh armor too. That was difficult to get right. And the stitching goes all the way around. It's really awesome. The torso was, I think, the last thing that I actually did on this figure. Oh wait, no, I think the arms were the last part. This is the second to last part. All the sculpting there was really hard, as I've already said. I will say it again. And the cartridges are the same method I did on the legs actually. So is the strap that goes over it. And all that is painted by myself, of course. And as you can see, the stitching goes all the way around the torso. And you can't see it, but the strap also goes underneath the jetpack, which sadly I cannot remove. And the cape is actually Lego's Mando cape that I modified to fit the jetpack and also tore it up a bit. And again, the stitching goes all the way around. And then it's a separate brown for the underneath the main flight suit, so that looks really nice. And then of course the jetpack, my modified jetpack, looks really nice. And that's the torso. Now we must break the creed and reveal the Mando's face. As you can see, the Mando's face, or well, Din Djarin's face, is a pretty good likeness to him, actually. 100% painted by me, actually. Took big inspiration from MGF Customs' Mando face and LM9's. The hairpiece is actually Lego's hairpiece that I don't think they used on Din Djarin, on the Din Djarin figure in the N1 Starfighter. But I saw this part on Bricklink and I was like, oh my gosh, that is the perfect Din Djarin hair. So of course I ordered it up and painted it in with a nice burnt umber. And I think it matches his hair pretty well. And then I think that it's doubled. I think it matches his hair. And when you put it side by side with the head, I think it makes a really nice Din Djarin face. And the Beskar spear kind of just speaks for itself. I took Lego's own spear piece, made the tip blade part, pointy end. I made it a bit smaller to match the spear's size and proportions. And I think it turned out really well. And of course, I tried to make Mando's pistol. I think it turned out really well. I think it matches the reference I had really nice. It's a stormtrooper rifle, actually, that rifle without the stock, I think. I took it, cut off the most of the front, sculpted on that little ring there that you see on it, then actually sculpted on and then sculpted on the hammer in the back there, as you can see, if it will stop fuzzing. And the trigger is painted silver. You got the little silver dots right there, and got the sight on there, and I think it turned out really well. So yeah, that's it for my custom Mandalorian minifigure showcase. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm actually working on my next one really soon. Hopefully it'll come a lot sooner than this one came. It's gonna be a big one, I can tell you that. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one.